Let me start by saying this. Life will test you. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. It will test your emotions, your faith, your discipline, and your belief in yourself. And most people fail not because they lack talent, opportunity, or intelligence, but because they lose control of their mindset. They react too fast, they panic too quickly, or they give up too early. Today, we're talking about a mindset that changes everything. A mindset that keeps you standing when life tries to knock you flat. Be strong. Be calm. Be patient. These aren't just words. They are life tools. When you master them, you stop letting circumstances control you and you start controlling how you show up in the world. This mindset doesn't just help you survive, it teaches you how to win. Strength is often misunderstood. People think strength means being loud, aggressive, or dominant. They think it's about proving something, flexing power, or having the last word. But real strength doesn't announce itself. Real strength shows up in how you handle pressure when nobody is clapping for you. It's the ability to stay disciplined when emotions are pulling you in every direction. Anyone can react. Anyone can explode, quit, or complain. That doesn't take strength, it takes impulse. True strength is when life pushes your buttons and you don't let it control your behavior. It's when you feel disrespected but choose wisdom over ego. It's when you're frustrated but still make the right decision. Strength is self-mastery. And self-mastery is one of the rarest skills in the world today. Most people are ruled by their emotions. One bad comment ruins their day. One setback makes them doubt themselves. One delay makes them angry. But when you develop strength, you stop being a slave to how you feel in the moment. Being strong doesn't mean you don't feel pain. It means pain doesn't dictate your next move. You can be hurt and still be focused. You can be tired and still be disciplined. You can be disappointed and still show up. That's strength. It's quiet. It's controlled. It's consistent. And it builds respect not because you demand it, but because people can see that you don't fold under pressure. Discipline is the backbone of strength. Without discipline, emotions run the show. Discipline is choosing long-term growth over short-term relief. It's biting your tongue when saying less protects your future. It's walking away when your ego wants to fight. It's staying committed when quitting feels easier. Every time you do that, you strengthen your mind. And a strong mind will take you places talent alone never could. Strength also teaches you patience with yourself. You stop overreacting to mistakes because you understand growth takes time. You stop comparing your journey to others because you're confident in your process. When you're strong, you don't rush to prove anything. You let results speak for you. Life doesn't reward the loudest person in the room. It rewards the most disciplined one. The one who can stay focused when things go wrong. The one who can keep moving forward without needing validation. When you learn to control your reactions, you gain power. And when you gain power over yourself, the world stops being able to shake you. That's why strength isn't about force, it's about control. And once you master that, everything else in life becomes easier to manage. Calmness is not something you're born with, it's something you build. Most people think calm people are just lucky or naturally laid back. But that's not true. Calmness is a learned skill. And like any skill, it takes practice, awareness, and discipline. When life starts moving fast, when pressure shows up uninvited, and when things don't go according to plan, your ability to stay calm becomes your greatest advantage. Calmness protects your focus. It keeps your mind clear when everything around you feels noisy and chaotic. Think about it. Every bad decision you've ever made probably came from a moment of emotional overload. Anger, fear, frustration, panic. Calmness steps in and says, slow down. Let's think. When you stay calm, you give yourself the gift of time, and time creates better choices. Calm people don't react, they respond. And there's a big difference. Reaction is automatic and emotional. Response is intentional and thoughtful. Calmness allows you to respond with wisdom instead of regret. Staying calm doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you're weak or passive. In fact, it's the opposite. Calmness requires strength. It takes strength to pause when you want to explode. It takes strength to breathe when your heart is racing. It takes strength to stay grounded when everything inside you wants to run. Calmness is emotional maturity on display. It's you telling the world, I'm in control of me. When you're calm, you see opportunities that panic would have hidden. You hear solutions that noise would have drowned out. You conserve energy instead of wasting it on worry and stress. Calmness sharpens your judgment. It helps you listen better, communicate clearer, and move smarter. In tense situations, the calm person becomes the leader because people trust stability, people follow clarity. Life will always throw unexpected challenges your way. That part is guaranteed. What's not guaranteed is how you handle them. Calmness gives you the power to handle pressure without letting pressure handle you. It keeps your vision steady when emotions try to blur it. And the more you practice calmness, the faster it shows up when you need it most. This is why calmness changes lives. It keeps relationships intact. It prevents unnecessary mistakes. It protects your mental health. And most importantly, it keeps you aligned with your purpose. When you stay calm, you stay connected to who you are and where you're going. Calmness is not a pause in progress. It's a tool that helps you move forward with precision. Learn it, practice it, master it. Because a calm mind is a powerful mind. Patience is often misunderstood. People think patience means waiting, sitting still, doing nothing, or settling for less. But real patience is not passive. It's active. It's a long-term strategy. It's the decision to stay committed to the process, even when results are slow, recognition is absent, and progress feels invisible. Patience is not about wasting time. It's about trusting timing. And there's a big difference between waiting on life and letting life work for you. Most people quit too early because they mistake delay for denial. They see a setback and assume it's a stop sign, when in reality it's a training ground. They don't understand that some blessings require preparation before arrival. If everything you asked for showed up immediately, it might crush you instead of help you. Patience gives you time to grow into what you're praying for. It strengthens your character, sharpens your discipline, and deepens your understanding of who you are and what you truly want. When you rush the process, you rush the lesson. And when you skip the lesson, you repeat the test. That's why patience is powerful. It keeps you aligned with growth instead of shortcuts. Anything built too fast can collapse just as quickly. But what's built with patience has roots. It lasts. It stands strong under pressure. And it carries meaning because you earned it step by step. Patience also teaches emotional control. It trains you not to react to every disappointment, every delay, or every not yet. Instead of panicking, you pause. Instead of quitting, you adjust. Instead of comparing your journey to someone else's timeline, you stay focused on your own lane. That kind of discipline separates people who succeed temporarily from those who succeed sustainably. Think about it. Every meaningful transformation takes time. Confidence takes time. Wisdom takes time. Mastery takes time. Even healing takes time. If you rush any of these, you end up with something incomplete. Patience allows the process to finish its work. It gives life room to shape you properly, not just quickly. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. If you're frustrated, it might not mean you're failing. It might mean you're being prepared. Patience keeps you steady when progress feels slow, but purpose is still active behind the scenes. It reminds you that growth is happening even when you can't see it yet. When you adopt patience as a strategy, you stop asking, why is this taking so long? And start asking, what is this season teaching me? That shift changes everything, because once you understand that patience is not a delay but a design, you stop rushing your destiny and you start walking confidently toward it, one intentional step at a time. Emotional control creates mental clarity, because when your emotions run wild, your thinking becomes cloudy. Most bad decisions are not made because people lack intelligence. They're made because emotions took the steering wheel. Anger makes you speak before you think. Fear makes you doubt what you're capable of. Impatience makes you rush into things that were never ready for you. When emotions dominate, logic steps aside, and clarity disappears. But the moment you learn to manage how you feel, your mind becomes sharper, calmer, and more strategic. Emotional control doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It means you don't let feelings bully your decisions. Life will provoke you. People will disrespect you. Situations will frustrate you. That's guaranteed. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck is not what they feel. It's how they respond. When you pause instead of reacting, you give your brain time to catch up with your emotions. That pause is powerful. In that space, clarity lies. When you control your emotions, you start seeing situations for what they really are, not for how they make you feel in the moment. You stop exaggerating problems. You stop turning temporary setbacks into permanent defeats. Calm thinking allows you to separate facts from feelings. And once you see clearly, you can make better choices. Clear thinking leads to better conversations, stronger relationships, and smarter moves. You stop burning bridges you'll later wish you had crossed. Mental clarity also brings confidence. When your emotions are steady, your mind doesn't second-guess every step. You trust yourself more because you're no longer controlled by emotional highs and lows. You understand that feelings pass, but decisions last. That awareness alone can save you years of regret. Emotional control helps you stay focused on the bigger picture instead of getting lost in momentary discomfort. There's another level to this. Emotional control protects your energy. When you're constantly reacting, you're constantly exhausted. Drama drains you. Overthinking drains you, but clarity gives you peace, and peace gives you strength. A calm mind has room for creativity, planning, and growth. That's when solutions start appearing. That's when opportunities become visible. Clarity doesn't come from chaos, it comes from control. Developing emotional control takes practice. It requires self-awareness, humility, and patience with yourself. You won't get it right every time, but every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen your mind. Over time, you stop being easily shaken. You stop letting emotions write stories that aren't true. And when your mind is clear, your path becomes clearer too. That's why emotional control isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the quiet strength that allows you to think straight, move smart, and live intentionally. When you master your emotions, you unlock mental clarity, and that clarity changes everything. Most people want the result, but they don't want the process that produces the result. They want the success story without the struggle chapter. They want the harvest without the season of planting, watering, and waiting. But real growth does not respond to pressure or impatience. It responds to consistency and time. The moment you stop rushing where you are going, you start learning from where you are. And that's where growth actually lives. When you rush the process, you skip lessons. You move so fast that you don't absorb what life is trying to teach you. Every delay, every setback, every season of waiting has information in it. It's building something in you that speed can't produce: character, wisdom, endurance, emotional strength. If you bypass the process, you may arrive faster, but you'll arrive unprepared. And unprepared success is one of the fastest ways to lose everything you worked for. Growth requires repetition. It requires showing up when nothing exciting is happening. It requires patience when progress feels invisible. Most transformations happen quietly, slowly, and often unnoticed until one day the results show up all at once. People will call it overnight success, but they didn't see the years of discipline, failure, learning, and self-correction that made it possible. That's why you can't compare your timeline to someone else's. Their process is not your assignment. When you stop rushing, you start developing emotional maturity. You learn how to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. You learn how to wait without worrying, how to work without immediate rewards, and how to trust that effort compounds over time. Patience trains your mind to stay focused instead of frantic. It keeps you grounded when things don't move as fast as you hoped. Rushing also creates unnecessary pressure. You begin to feel like you're behind, like life owes you something right now. That mindset breeds frustration, self-doubt, and burnout. But when you respect the process, you give yourself permission to grow at the pace required, not the pace demanded by society, social media, or comparison. You realize that becoming better is more important than becoming faster. Every skill you admire, every level of confidence you want, every stable success you respect, none of it was rushed. It was built layer by layer. Growth is not about forcing outcomes. It's about committing to daily improvement. When you stop rushing, you stop quitting too early. You stay long enough to evolve. So don't be discouraged by the time it's taking. The time is working for you, not against you. Stay consistent. Stay teachable. Stay patient. Because when growth is earned instead of rushed, it lasts. Pressure doesn't create who you are, it exposes who you've been becoming all along. When life applies weight, it's not trying to break you, it's trying to show you what you're made of. Too many people mistake pressure for punishment when in reality, pressure is a mirror. It reflects your habits, your mindset, your preparation, and your emotional discipline. When things get heavy, what shows up isn't weakness, it's truth. Think about it. When everything is going well, anybody can look confident. Anybody can smile, stay positive, and talk about faith, patience, and strength. But when the money gets tight, when the plan falls apart, when the door closes unexpectedly, that's when your real character steps forward. Pressure doesn't ask for permission. It shows up unannounced, and it demands a response. And that response tells you exactly where you stand. Some people crumble under pressure because they've never trained their mind to handle discomfort. They panic, complain, blame others, or quit too soon. But others get quiet. They slow down. They assess. They adjust. Those people didn't suddenly become strong in the moment. They built strength long before the pressure arrived. Pressure simply revealed it. Here's the lesson. If pressure exposes chaos, confusion, or fear, that's not something to be ashamed of. It's information. It's life showing you what needs work. Just like heat reveals weak metal, pressure reveals weak habits. And the good news is, habits can be changed. Mindsets can be strengthened. Emotional control can be learned. Pressure is also proof that you're doing something that matters. Nobody feels pressure sitting on the sidelines. Pressure shows up when responsibility increases, when expectations rise, when growth is happening. If life is pressing you, it's because you're being stretched into a higher version of yourself. The question isn't how do I avoid pressure? The question is how do I respond to it? Strong people don't fight pressure with panic. Calm people don't fight pressure with noise. Patient people don't fight pressure by rushing decisions. They understand that pressure is temporary, but character is permanent. They know that how they respond today is shaping who they'll become tomorrow. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Pressure might be training your discipline. It might be sharpening your focus. It might be teaching you humility, resilience, or self-control. Whatever it is, it's preparing you for something greater. Remember this, diamonds don't form without pressure. Leaders aren't developed in comfort, and confidence isn't built in easy seasons. Pressure isn't your enemy. It's your instructor. When you stop seeing pressure as a sign of weakness and start recognizing it as a test of character, everything changes. You stop breaking under weight, and you start rising because of it. Most people think success comes from big moments. Those loud, emotional bursts where you feel unstoppable. They believe if they just push harder, work longer, or go all in for a short period of time, everything will change. But life doesn't reward intensity the way people think it does. Life rewards consistency. Intensity is exciting, but it's unreliable. Consistency is quiet, disciplined, and powerful. And that's why it wins every time. See, intensity depends on motivation, and motivation is emotional. Some days you wake up feeling ready to conquer the world, and other days you don't even want to get out of bed. If your progress depends on how you feel, you'll always be stuck in a cycle of starting strong and quitting early. Consistency doesn't care how you feel. It shows up when motivation is low, when results are slow, and when nobody is watching. That's where real growth happens. Think about it. Anybody can do something once. Anybody can have a great day, a great week, or even a great month. But can you keep going when it gets boring? Can you keep doing the right thing when the excitement wears off? Can you stay committed when the results don't come as fast as you expected? That's the difference between people who talk about success and people who live it. Consistency builds trust with yourself. Every time you do what you said you were going to do, even in a small way, you strengthen your self-respect. You start believing in your own word. And when you believe in yourself, you move differently. You stop quitting at the first sign of discomfort. You stop looking for shortcuts. You understand that progress is cumulative, not instant. Intensity burns fast. It exhausts you. It leads to frustration and disappointment when things don't change overnight. Consistency, on the other hand, compounds. Small actions done daily create massive results over time. One workout won't change your body. One day of discipline won't change your life. But disciplined actions repeated over months and years will completely transform who you are. Life isn't impressed by how hard you go once, it's impressed by how long you can last. The strongest people aren't the ones who sprint. They're the ones who endure. They understand that greatness is built in routine, in patience, and in persistence. When you choose consistency, you stop chasing quick wins and start building a foundation that can't be shaken. If you stay consistent, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's slow, even when it feels like nothing is happening, you will win. Every single time. When you adopt this mindset, obstacles stop looking like roadblocks and start looking like training sessions designed specifically for you. Most people see problems as signs to quit, slow down, or complain. But you are strong, calm, and patient. You begin to understand that every challenge is preparing you for the next level of your life. Life doesn't waste lessons. If something keeps showing up, it's because there's something in you that still needs to be developed. Strength teaches you how to stand firm when things don't go your way. Calmness teaches you how to think clearly instead of emotionally. Patience teaches you how to wait without losing faith. Together they turn hardship into growth. Think about pressure for a moment. Pressure isn't there to crush you, it's there to shape you. Diamonds don't form in comfort, they form under intense pressure. In the same way, your character, discipline, and wisdom are forged when life pushes back. When you stay calm in the middle of chaos, you gain an advantage most people don't have: clarity. While others are reacting, panicking, or making impulsive decisions, you're observing, learning, and adjusting. That's how obstacles become training grounds, because you're learning how to respond instead of react. Patience plays a major role here. Training takes time. You don't walk into a gym one day and walk out strong the next. It's repetition, consistency, and trust in the process. Life works the same way. When things aren't moving as fast as you want, patience keeps you from making desperate moves that cost you later. It teaches you timing. It teaches you restraint. And it teaches you that delayed progress is not denied progress. Every setback is strengthening a muscle you'll need later: discipline, resilience, emotional control, or faith. Strength, calmness, and patience also change how you see failure. Instead of feeling embarrassed or defeated, you begin to ask better questions. What did this teach me? What skill do I need to sharpen? What mindset do I need to upgrade? That shift alone changes your entire life. You stop taking things personally and start taking them seriously. You realize that the obstacle isn't attacking you, it's preparing you. And here's the truth. The life you want requires a version of you that may not exist yet. The obstacles you face today are building that version. When you embrace this mindset, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start saying, this is training me for what's next. That's when struggle turns into strength, waiting turns into wisdom, and pressure turns into purpose.